Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Life in the Fast Lane. We got an interesting episode today. Nick is actually out of town, so he is calling in. So it's like I have a special guest without having a special guest. How you doing, Nick?
Good morning, guys. How is everybody? How are you this morning, Mr. Kyle?
I'm good. I just burnt the crap out of my finger on the laser, which was hilarious. I was trying to put the cap in, and apparently that little tip got a little hotter than I was expecting. So I'm letting that thing cool down for a minute before I go back out there. But we're recording a podcast, getting everything back out to you guys, and today's episode is actually quite fitting. No excuses. Oh, look at that. The wifey's calling. I'm going to tell her one moment because apparently we're recording.
Well, while he's doing that, guys, so we Kyle and I talked about this. We're like, should we do a podcast while you're out of town? And the first thing I thought of was, man, this is the perfect opportunity to show, how dedicated we are. And when I used to race stock cars and I was rocking and rolling doing my thing, we always had this slogan, and it was on the back of our business cards, and it was just no excuses. And we can always come up with the next excuse. We can always come up with why we should eat that burger, why we should, put our feet up, why we shouldn't go to the gym, why we shouldn't just drink that extra bottle of water we know we're supposed to drink, or whatever the case may be, shoot that extra email. Excuse me. But what's truly important is going after your dreams is hard. Going after what you want in life and creating that ideal life for you, and that's not for us to tell you how that looks. That's totally your gig. For us and for me in particular, doing this trade show is a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I love doing these, and it takes a lot of brain power to be in a coaching mode, a sales mode, a team mode, an information mode, and then I've got emails I'm doing, I've got vendors I'm talking to, I've got all kinds of ideas. When I go out, like when I hit the road, Kyle, I literally almost lost my voice yesterday because I talked so much on the way down or the way up to New Jersey. I was talking to my old man the whole way up, and I had this new crazy idea, and I've got a meeting today at 5:00 about it. It's really cool. Yeah,
you were telling me a bit about it. We're not going to release anything just yet. No. And if you want to know something, Carlson Coaching, little shameless plug.
That's right. And we can do things with this new system that I'm looking at it's going to change the world, literally the world.
Yeah.
And I really want to be at the forefront of it all. So the whole deal with no excuses is there's so many things that can distract you, right? And you can worry about your competition. Like I just walked by somebody that allegedly is competition, and it's like I don't even care because I'm on such a high rate of speed, a lot of momentum path that's I believe going to take us to where we want to be. I'm not worried about the competition, so don't let those sort of things try to block you and create excuses. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like right now, I'm walking through the show. I'm waiting for the doors to open. It's going to be, 15 minutes from now, so the podcast's not going to be super long. And I'm walking by, and I'm waving at people, saying hello. They see me on the phone, so they're not saying, like, hi, but it's cool. And the thing is that we're setting an example.
Exactly.
So, like, when this podcast comes out, everybody's going to be like, hold on a second. So everybody just think about this. I traveled three states away, came to a booth, set it all up. Our team set it up, but we have some more things to do here. I am trying to balance, being a dad because my kids are calling me this morning, trying to get all these emails out. Now I'm setting the rest of the booth up, getting the TVs on, vacuuming, trying to fit in some time to just have like a coffee is difficult. And then, dedication to the podcast and dedication to delivering the absolute best I can to everybody. It's a lot of work and dedication. And when you take that mentality of no excuses, it actually becomes very easy because you don't let yourself off the hook. And that's what I notice a lot of people do is they let themselves off the hook. I mean, how many podcasts have you heard, Kyle, from like Andy Frisella? And he's like, stop with the excuses.
Well, that, and he also does the same thing. It's like if he's out of town, he gets a bunch recorded ahead of time, gets them out, and he states up front, hey, we're doing this so that we have a backlog of content and the ability to share with you every day. Because I can't remember if it's once a day or if it's once every 3 days. I can't remember what his schedule is, but he does his absolute damnedest to make sure that information's being got or content is being sent out to you guys, and you're taken care of.
Yeah, and that's having that wherewithal. That's the no excuses mentality. That's looking forward. That's something you do great, Kyle. Is that you're always looking a week, a month, a year, 5 years ahead, and you're like, look, we're gonna make a plan. Not necessarily sure we're gonna be able to stick to it because things happen.
Yeah.
But we're going to adjust and we're gonna get. The path may look different, but the end goal should stay the same.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, this year compared to my recent years, I wasn't good at sticking to that. The bitch voice kicked in. Listen to episode 14. That's I told you I got it.
You do.
But no, it's just a matter of not listening to the bitch voice, making sure you're waking up every day, setting an action plan, keeping a goal, and keeping to it. Like, I have my notepad, and every day that I think of something new, I write something down on the notepad. So something I'll share with you guys was like, if we could do some content for our products, if we can do little things like a minute or less, how do we explain, the blade on the Snowmate in a minute or less? Or how do we explain the knuckle in a minute or less? That way we're not just doing something repetitive and sending out these posts that are pretty much the same, or we're throwing all this graphic posts out. And there's nothing bad about it. It's just a matter of how do we create the variation? How do we create a connection with you guys so that, you see that we put our heart and souls into these products. And then
absolutely.
At the end of the day, it can help them.
And that's exactly what we're doing. Like, a lot of these people, like, okay, these trade shows, for instance, I'm at, and I'm not trying to put anybody down, but it is the reality. And I'm all about reality and credentials. The reality of it is, like, I come here and a lot of people just dread these trade shows, like the people that work them, right?
Yeah.
They dread them. And what I believe is they're missing out on an opportunity. They're missing out on an opportunity to make some really cool connections. Maybe grab some dinner with one of your friends that you've made at these shows. You see them every once in a while, 3, 4, 5 times a year. That's fantastic. And the thing is that everybody is so short-sighted when it comes to sales. They're like, well, if I don't get the sale now, it's not worth my time. And everybody asks me all the time, they're like, why do you take so much time to talk to people that aren't going to buy your equipment? And I said, it is my free mini sales force. If you spend just a little bit extra time, make a little bit bigger impact on somebody, you can truly change their lives for them and help them. And at the same time, they're going to go, that guy, Nick, I met like 4 years ago in Kentucky or at Mance or in Tennessee or Texas or whatever trade show we were at, that guy told me this, this, and this, and it's helped me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Or they heard on the podcast, they're like, wow, this guy's doing this, this, and this. If he can do it, why can't I? He's just an average Joe, and I am, right? We all are. And so the reason I do those sort of things is because people are going to have conversations, and they're going to want to talk about whatever is top of mind. And so when they do talk about top of mind things, I'm hoping that Mulchmate or Snowmate or, one of these deals is top of mind, and that we can actually create that mini sales force. And at the end of the day, what does that then translate to, right? This is very forward thinking. That mini sales force translates into helping other people, right, with their businesses. And then that can then grow a business that we haven't even touched.
Exactly.
Just based off of a conversation. So what you're doing inevitably is it's the rising tide lifts all ships. So I take all my years of failure and frustration and worry, and I created solutions to all those things, and then I just simply share them with a positive outlook that I don't know how that could go wrong.
Well, that and it goes to, here's your 7 touches. You're trying to get in front of people. So whether it's Equip or shows like this or our ads or things like that, if you have one of those and then you multiply it by the power of 10, because one person knows on average 10 people, right? So it's very much a multiplicative effect. I can never get that word right, but it's cool to watch it that if you touch somebody in the right way and you give them this feeling of they're important, then it allows that to happen on the next person and the next person and the next person. So if you can keep that going and going and going and going, whether that's for Mulchmate or that's just yourself or your business or your personal life, it goes a long way in many different facets.
It really does. And I'll give you a great example. This is something that I absolutely love. Is I get a lot of DMs and messages and text messages and all kinds of stuff. And people are like, dude, we loved you at LEL. My point to this is not that people love hearing me talk at LEL, because that still freaks me out. What I mean by that is that what if you guys that are listening to this podcast, what if you could up your energy and up your game and be able to touch people in a positive manner with crazy good energy, and then imagine someone coming to you and going, hey, John Doe, I heard you say this one time on a podcast, or I heard you at one of our dealers and I was picking up mixed oil for my string trimmers, and you were just having a general conversation with the guy at the counter, but the way you were handling it, it really resonated with me.
Yeah.
Right. And 5 years down the road, you do that enough times, 5 years down the road, you're going to have an army of people that look up to you and they're like, this guy has set an incredible example and he's a leader in, his area, or he's a leader in the industry. The way you do it is by having undeniable positive energy, and that you take a no excuses approach. And that's what we've done. I asked a gentleman the other day, he had said, again, I got another message. He's like, dude, I loved you at LEL. That's the Launchpreneur Academy that Brian Fullerton puts on up in, I think it's Novi, Michigan in November every year. Great little show, go online, check it out. Shameless plug for Brian. But I asked him, I said, dude, why? Why did I touch you and affect you in such a strong manner that over a year later you're telling me this? And he said, it's because you're real. And that makes me so damn happy, because that's exactly what I'm out to do.
The power of authenticity goes a long way.
It truly does. And when you actually give a shit, people can feel it. They can see it. The human body and mind it's attracted to it. So, putting yourself out there is a little scary. Believe me, I've done it. And yes, there are some bad that comes with the good. That's just life in general. And there's some people you just can't stop from doing that. But I'm telling you right now, take the no excuses approach. It is going to serve you so well. And you never know how it'll come. It may come in a form of a compliment. It may come in the form of helping community, and you don't even realize, but you're raising and lifting your community. It could come financially. It could come, in your relationship. Who knows? You could be married to somebody, and then they heard somebody talking really good about you, and they come home and they go, wow, I'm just reminded how amazing my husband or my wife is.
Yeah.
Right. And it's because you're doing things in the background that they don't even know you're doing, and it's affecting them in a positive way. So that no excuses attitude is huge, and in keeping yourself accountable, it's a game changer.
Exactly. Well, I don't want to make this episode too long, so we could probably wrap this one up here. Plus, I can see some of the guys are coming in, so I might as well get back to the shop, get my little head in the booth, and start making some things orange.
That's right. You're doing an amazing job, man.
Awesome. Well, you want to sign her off here, Nick, and we'll get everybody going?
Absolutely, guys. So again, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Life in the Fast Lane, guys. We love you. I hope that you enjoyed this quick little episode. It does take a lot of work to get these done and out there, so please share with all your friends. It means the world to us. If you have any questions, please hit us up with an email at fastlane@gmail.com. If you'd like to follow us on any social media platforms, we're on basically all of them. Just Google Mulchmate or Dawson MFG and pick your favorite platform and follow us there. If you have any kind of questions, concerns, anything, I still run all the social media platforms. So if you DM us, it's going to be me responding to you. So I'm always available if you would like to chat for whatever reason. You can also check out Mulchmate at mulchmateusa.com, and you fill out a form submission, get your Mulchmate ordered there. This spring is coming, so let's not waste any more time. And again, another shameless plug for Carlson Coaching. If you guys want to level up your life, make things better, Carlson Coaching I'll be right there to help you get you to the next level. So
exactly.
With that said, guys, thanks guys for tuning in again. We love you. Have an awesome day, and we hope you join us in the next episode of Life in the Fast Lane.
Awesome. Well, this episode is going to drop a little later than the current date, so it's going to be in January. But you have a great time at the event or the show today, Nick. Do well, kick ass, and we'll see you when you get back.
All right, Holmes. We'll catch you later. See you guys.
Bye.